Welcome guys, it's time to play. I'm back in town from the Seed Story Cup and well, I did a few later games today, and while I was practicing with my Druid list for the cup, I came up with the idea of adding Molten Giants to the list because of all the hunters. And okay, you can see the deck list, right? Yeah. And I wanted to try them out, and the list happened to become a little bit more, well, or a lot more control orientated because of all the hunters and zoos. I added a claw and a starfall for AoE and Molten Giants with Sun Fury protectors to be protected and stuff like that. And I'm curious how it turns out. I've played like 3 games with it this morning, so I don't have a clue, but this list feels a little bit more secure playing Wild Growth early and doing nothing else, basically because you have the Mountain Giants and in the Healing Touch to come back from a otherwise desperate position. And yeah, that's basically the whole purpose, so I just want to try it out. I can Wrath this, but then I don't have a turn 3, or I can Wild Growth and keep her at next turn, so that's my choice. I've made some postings and videos from the Seed Story Cup. There will be more the next days. I was pretty busy with this stuff, but I think I might be finished with this by the end of the week. The next turn with Druid of the Claw and back-to-back Druids of the Claws should be pretty nice. Other line to go would be Wrath this and Sun Fury this. No need to. I might have silenced one of these though, but Keeper to kill this is such a huge board improvement. So the only other thing would be like Wrathing this, hitting this, and hit one of the spiders. But nah, none of these are big board improvements. Just like this. Even with Power Overwhelming, there's 1 damage missing, so he would need a Power Overwhelming and an Abusive Sergeant. He still has the coin, so you could also use a Dark Iron Dwarf with it. But it's still an okay position regarding my upcoming spells. Oh, a Void Colorlist, that's interesting. This definitely means that there is a Doomguard in his hand, which is a little bit frightening. Oh, there's the Power Overwhelming. Interesting that he didn't save it, because now I have a very good trade here. There's only 1 silence left in the deck, so no need to clear this off fastly. If I play the Druid, he will run this into the Druid, Doomguard shows up for another 5 damage. If I kill this now, 3, If I had 1 mana more, I would probably just Azure Drake and Wrath this. I think this strat is obvious. What is the next turn? Azure Drake Wrath. Huh. Yeah, it's probably good enough.
Where shall I strike?
Is there a need to kill this? Should have thought about this before. Is there a need? Just increases the damage to 5, so no.
Feel nature's wrath.
can Wrath for 4 next turn, which means I can even Wrath for 3, it doesn't matter. Doomguard. If the Doomguard kills this, I'm fine. Yep. With this. It's still a 2 for 2. Wow, okay. I'm a little bit in trouble. Well, not anymore. Can just clear both Doomguards. Every time I see this now, I have to think about my game against Toida, where I got my first Doomguard in 17 cards deep in my deck. He got he got 2 out of the first 9. That's pretty nice. Do I want to clear this? What do I have left? I still have both swipes, right? So it's not that bad. Could also do no, I don't want to take this damage for now because I don't have any any Molten Giants or stuff in my hand. Yeah, okay. Just killing both Doomguards seems pretty fine. Next turn I will draw a card from Azure Drake. No need to Wild Growth here. For 9 it doesn't make a difference. The only difference is if I draw into Ancient of Lore with this draw, and I could taunt it then. I think I'll cycle it at 10 mana. That's a little bit unfortunate. Oh, I can taunt this up. Do I want to? Wow, swipe would be excellent here. I think developing the Cairn is still pretty good. Yep. I'm still at a reasonable health total. He played both Doomguards, which probably means that there... well, there are 2 Soulfires left. Maybe he runs Owls. But I have both lores in here, both swipes, so I should be fine over the long run, hopefully. He plays Sludge Belcher in Zoo, I just realized that. Wow. Yeah, I also run 2 Faceless, which is pretty nice in the control matchup. And almost always finds a target, like a Sludge Belcher. I think I'll just Faceless the Sludge Belcher. So I can play one of these. Azure Drake could give me a good draw. Hit this, it's for 2. Hit this, hit this.
I greet you. My greetings.
I think using the Faceless here is pretty good, because well, both trade with first farm, so even if he has a Soulfire, even if he has a Dark Iron or an Abusive Sergeant, it's all pretty good. This is a good enough target to Faceless. Using Wild Growth now is pretty useless. If I draw into Innovates, they will probably... no, not with the Azure Drake, but after that they will be pretty useless probably. Now I still have 2 Lars in here, it's all fine.
My shield for Argus.
Okay, that's a slightly better trade for him now. People are calling me right now. That's unfortunate. Wow, there's my own Sludge Belcher. Still have a Keeper in here for this. Now let's just play the Azure Drake. Oh, there's the lore. Play the well, there's no need to cycle this for now, but if I play the Sludge Belcher, do you want to trade then? And if so, how? There will be a 4/4. Goes into that. Could hit this twice. This once. 3. It's nothing great, but I'll just go for the value trades here. I don't care about the 4/4 that much.
I got this.
Who called me? I'll find out later. Seems like he has a buff card, like abusive or something, but doesn't matter too much for now. Oh, Shadow Flame. What? Okay, this was nice. Whoops. So my choice is basically kill the first form of this or cycle the wild growth. My next turn will be might be 9 mana.
What to do?
Shadow Flame, nice. Still a little bit stunned by that. Do I want to silence this next turn? Played both eggs. 1 creeper. Is there anything else? Is there anything else to silence? I'll just kill the first form, whatever. And I heal by 1, so that's okay. This Shadow Flame just wrecked my board. Interesting. I'll probably just kill this next turn. Okay. Ah, there's a Molten Giant. But I'm still too high on life. I'm too high on life for this. Damn. I could just faceless this.
What to do?
It's good enough for this part at least. Come on. Okay, Yeti, good enough. 3, 6, 8, 10. Oh, that's a little bit scary.
I must safeguard the
Still have a Sunfury in here, so place them beneath each other. So now it's 4 damage. If I take 4 damage, I'm okay, because I can just play this one then. Wow, this game takes like forever.
I wonder. You face Jiraxxon,
What?
Lord of the Burning Legion.
Okay, it's a Demonlock. It's no Zulog. Just wow. Whoops.
Your dead.
Or some hybrid, whatever. Whoops. That's interesting. There will be a lot of Infernos now. I still have 2 swipes in here. Huh. And 2 Innovates. Huh. Let's see. And a Sunfury Protector. And a Wrath. Ah, there's the swipe. Okay. Whoops. Um, 9, 5, 6. Yeah, good enough. Still have a somewhat scary board. And he can't draw from a 0 power anymore. So this card has to... This card would have had to kill at least this one, so... Defender would have been okay, but... Yeah, maybe a Soulfire. Didn't see any Soulfires, maybe he cut them. Was right to go face. Even if he had drawn like Harvest Golem to pump up the Undertaker, it wouldn't have been scary. So everything alright.
Let the hunt begin. I must protect the wild.
So, hunters. Turn 1 Yeti. Turn 4 swipe. Turn 2 Yeti? Turn 3 swipe? Ah, that sounds okay.
Bring out your dead. I'll show them. I'll show them all.
Worst thing would be bow? Bow hit?
Mind if I roll need?
That's good. Ah. Oh, it's still good actually.
Force fire!
This is a freezing trap. Ah. Have to try it, right?
What?
The alternative is playing the Sunfury Protector, but a 3 health taunt isn't very scary here. Snakes is perfect. Next turn will be awkward, but after that, some good 5-drops. Healing Touch is also nice against freeze mages. They occasionally appear on ladder. Ah, another 5-drop. Got a Grizzly from the Web Spinner. That's nice.
I see you.
Whoops. That's annoying now with the Sludge Belcher. If you play it, there is a 5-2 and a 3-2. Would be okay if I had Starfall. Otherwise I go down to 12, I have to play it right now. If a Molten Giant shows up, I'm pretty fine, but for now it's a little bit... yeah, a little bit scary. Oh, and a bow. And a secret. Oh, oh boy. Wrath is okay, but I don't have a follow-up. Or nothing to play with it, though. I can probably just play the big game hunter. I won't have any targets to hit with it anyways.
What to do?
Keeper would be nice. Keeper would be awesome. Well, okay then.
I've got the beast in my sights.
Would have liked to wait one turn with this, but well, turns out I too much under pressure.
I wonder.
Wow. Okay. Ancient. There's definitely freeze or snake trap, and both traps kill me right now. I think I have to draw cards. And since I'm facing like 14 damage right now, I'll do it this way. Oh, there's a Molten Giant. Wow. I wish I could hold one turn until the Sun Fury Protector. I feel like I have to do this right now. Ah, bad timing. Didn't get my health to the total that I would want to. Facing 14 damage, so he would need to have 2 damage, which is pretty likely at the moment. He didn't play any kill command so far, so yeah. If it were like 5 damage, I would be totally okay with... If this wasn't there, I would be totally okay with taking some more damage. Well, I still have 13... maybe yeah, I could have healed myself. But, well... yeah. But I did draw this from the Drake, so it doesn't matter too much. It's more hypothetical.
I got this.
Freezing this is okay. I could play them together now. That's pretty good. Although I would like to faceless it, but it's already 9, so I would have go down to, well, too low actually. I could just faceless this and taunt up the Molten Giant next turn. If I do this, might actually be annoying for him to clear this. Okay. If I manage to taunt up one or maybe even 2 Molten Giants and heal myself up after that. I should be very fine. Bit of a gamble.
I wonder.
Okay. Whoops. Okay. If this were still 2, I could taunt up this with it. Arr. Too bad. So I have to play 4, 7. It's not great. Even if I taunt this up, this trade's I'm still facing 7, 10, 12 damage. Ah. Didn't pay off. This is like the only way. Right. No, even this trade here, 7 plus 5. Well, okay.
I can see.
Even with Claw, I would have been exactly at 12. Nah. I don't really know about the Big Game Hunter at the moment, but I felt like I needed for Handlock and Warrior matchups.
I must protect the wild.
And every deck that can faceless one of my giants. Should I keep these 2? Sure, even. I'm on the coin, so I can play 1 as a 3-drop. And a 5-drop. So many 5-drops. Pretty good. I also considered to play Twilight Drakes instead of the Yetis, but okay, good that I kept this one. But I felt like the Yetis are more consistent. Because if I draw into them into the late game, well, it's the usual Twilight Drake problem. And the health can be silenced, so it's quite annoying. Okay. Seems like a good board to swipe, right? Good that I kept the both cards.
Mind if I roll need?
Sludge Belch is okay. Don't even have to attack with it next turn. But I might... Okay. I was about to say I might end up killing this. Just to check for snakes and swipe. But, okay.
Bring out your dead. Mind if I roll need?
It's probably snakes, right? Freezing Trap is pretty much wasted if he kills the Sludge Belcher. Oh. That's also quite a waste, to be honest. No need to swipe here. Did he take face? Wow. Well, fine then. Molten Giant right now. Don't have a Sun Fury, but I can easily seal the deal from here. Yeah, why not?
For the wild.
Could have played it for 4, but don't have anything for 1 mana. Still have some pretty good board clear in my hand, especially with the Azure Drake. Maybe I should have developed the Azure Drake just because of the spells that I have in my hand right now. Something here would be good. Oh, he used the bow. Probably means that he has a second one in his hand, so I should proc the trap before. Okay. Wow, that's a nice draw.
Shields up.
I let the dogs out.
Perfect draw. Should seal the deal here. Oh, I have lethal, right? Yeah. I just missed lethal. Well, almost. Okay, I have to look after my meal in the kitchen, right? And be right back.